You know what? Let's move on to our final story here, Zero. And the final story, it's kind of a PSA, really. And it's the PSA is don't be a dick. But we'll get into why. Two stories happened this past week on Twitter, as they usually do. And the first story came dealing with the return of Monkey Island. Ron Gilbert, I guess, does a blog involving the making of Return to Monkey Island. And apparently, I didn't read up on it too much, but either he got harassed by fans about the art style, or he just got questioned a lot about why they don't change the art style. So that led to him pretty much saying he's not updating the blog anymore because he just doesn't want to deal with people that are that negative. So, yeah, that sucks. And the other is basically involving God of War. Apparently what was going to happen was rumored throughout the week last week was that Sony was going to have a drop a trailer that announces the release date to God of War. That didn't happen, and when that didn't happen, people started attacking the developers. So much so, in fact, that one person decided, it's a great idea to incentivize someone to give me the release date to God of War. Let me show them my penis. And this person, this brainlet, decided, let me get this female developer and show her my penis. And guess what? It didn't work. I would like to say nice try as a joke, but really, that was pretty fucked. So, even if, like Zero, even if you want to see a penis, that's not really the best reason to see a penis. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think she even went as far as saying that she was just like, I'm just sick of all the dick pics that I'm getting.
Oh my gosh, you got more of them? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
oh God.
It was just a flood. A flood of dick pics that just hit this poor female developer, and she was just kind of like, I am just so sick of it. And then that's what got I believe it's Corey Balrog of Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
That basically he was just like, yeah, can we not send dick pic pictures, please? And can we, just try to remember that developers are human beings too.
Yeah, that's awful, man. Like, I think we can both agree that the people you shouldn't really be really going after anybody in this circumstance. Let me just point that out clearly. But if there's anyone to be pissed about when it comes to this, it's not the developers. I mean, they don't really. I think it's been clear now that the developers don't decide when games come out. It's the people upstairs in the executive suite who pretty much say, this is when the game comes out, whether it's finished or not, it's coming out, so get it done. So, yeah, if you really want to be pissed at somebody, again, but don't do it. Be pissed at the people up top. Don't be pissed at the people who are making the game. That's pretty screwed up, I would say. And I know why people do it, aside from them being unstable and assholes. It's because they're the closest they can get to someone with responsibility in getting the game released. It's the closest people are the developers. You want to add to that?
Really just for any of those who get a little bit enthusiastic about being able to follow a developer or anything close to that on social media, please remember to check yourself and touch grass, please, because it does you no good to harass a developer saying, when's the new game coming? When's the new game coming? Because they literally don't have control of it. Yeah. I mean, and you never know. We could go through another pandemic and studios end up having to shut down to a crawl. We could have another chip shortage that ends up reducing the number of workstation computers that can be made for game studios that are trying to hire more people to get a game done faster. There's absolutely no telling.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that.
So yeah, just for anyone who does follow a game developer, please just remember that game developers are human beings too,
Mm-hmm.
and there's absolutely no reason to get insanely fanatical just because of the fact that your game is going to be delayed. Because one of the key events that I will always point to of just social media and parasocial relationships gone wrong is No Man's Sky,
Oh, God.
and when the release date was delayed. And that was from Jason Schreier reporting saying, hey, I've got sources inside that say No Man's Sky is probably going to be delayed. And
Didn't he get
it's
death
all
threats?
technical reason. Death threats, bomb threats,
God.
just everything, because he dared to say that the game was going to be delayed, and just constantly being denounced on social media, going liar, just as absolute garbage mouth, saying that this game that is my life and identity is going to be delayed. And sure enough, boom, Hello Games had to say, hey, sorry, we have to delay our game. We hope you understand our motivations as to why, but just sorry. And of course, anyone who went completely batshit on Jason Schreier, they didn't apologize. They
No, of
didn't
course
fess up for their crimes.
Of course not. No, that never happens. But, yeah. I mean, yeah, it just doesn't... You gain nothing from doing this. I would almost say, God, if you're only following a developer for news on a game, you're doing it wrong. You really are. Because these developers, are not going to give a shit when a game is announced for release. The only time they're going to give a shit is when the game is done and it's going to release. That's when they care. That's when they know about it. So if you're saying I'm going to follow this developer because I'll get the latest news on when this game is coming, no, that's not going to work. You would have to go to the company's PR channel for that. That's what it's specifically for. So on that, I would say, that's follow a different channel on that one. Don't follow a developer just for that. While we're mentioning that, people should stop being dicks and that developers don't like this, we got to be honest about something. The businesses love this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because they just see it as, oh my God, look at that sweet engagement on social media. Oh my God.
Yeah. So yes, the developers themselves who are making the game fucking hate this shit and can't stand it. And they should, because it's bullshit and they shouldn't have to deal with it. Which is why I was really surprised that Ron Gilbert had a blog where he talked to all these people. So that's where I was like, what are you doing? You have this has the potential to be really bad. So not that I'm blaming Ron Gilbert, but to a certain extent, you have to be smart and realize that if you're going to make it this open, you're going to get some asshats in here who are going to treat you like shit. So maybe do the blog, but turn off the comments. Maybe that's the thing to do. So if you want to engage like that, engage, but set terms, set boundaries. And I think that might have been the one thing that Ron Gilbert did wrong on this, was basically say that, maybe I should just get rid of the comments and be fine with that. And if they want to bitch about it on social media, let them. You can fucking ignore that. So whatever. Wasn't the controversy with Monkey Island was the art style, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the new art style was just apparently something that old schoolers apparently hated and just completely went ballistic over.
I mean, like I've seen what Monkey Island looked like. It looked like a cartoon, but the art style's not bad. The art I'm not big on it, but if they use it right in the game and it makes sense, give it a fucking shot. Who cares? I mean, if you want the game and you're interested in the story, the art style, unless it looks like absolute dog shit, which it doesn't, you should be fine. You know, I mean, if I'll put it this way, if you object to the art style that much, don't buy it. There, that's all you need to say to a developer when you say I don't like your art style. Yeah, I'm not going to buy it. Okay, fine, done. That's all you got to do. You don't have to send death threats. You don't have to treat them like shit. You say yes, sorry, I'm not interested. That's it. All you got to do, and then he'll be like, okay, I understand. That's all you got to do. I agree that you shouldn't treat developers like shit. But let's be honest, okay? These businesses and these studios constantly use hype and constantly use these tactics to hype up their game to get maximum amount of sales on the first week and the first month of its sales. So as much as I would like to be 100%, they did nothing wrong, don't treat them like shit, they feed into this. So not so much developers, really, but the people who run the business and run the studios. They definitely do. Which is why, deep down, they're not going to do anything. They'll virtue signal and say, treat our developers with respect, and they'll do nothing after that. They'll just essentially, basically say, yeah, be good, guys, and walk away. And that's it. So as much as I agree, yeah, don't treat these people like assholes. That's wrong. But on the other hand, the people that run these studios love that engagement. So as much as the developers hate it, the business people love it. So it's not going away. And they're not going to punish those people that much when it comes to it. If they really cared, I mean, they could just say, hey, you can't buy our game now. Like, not that they can actually do that, but they'll be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. we don't want you. Go away. We don't care. But they're not going to do that. You know why? Less sales. So,
yep.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, not offhand. Just, it's just one of those things that I just hate seeing people just behaving badly to just game developers and stuff like that. Though, to your point about the engagement and stuff like that, there is kind of a funny counterpoint.
Okay, go ahead.
So this week, EA decided to try to be cute and snarky and funny, and jump on the dating meta of like, okay, and for anyone who's not familiar with this dating meta thing that's been trending on social media, it's basically person you're interested is a 10, but they have that one hobby that completely is a boner killer.
Right. So like 0 is a 10, but he's a sick freak who likes Sonic games. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So something like that, and EA decided to try to jump in, or whoever was running the EA social media account decided to post this on Twitter. When you meet that someone, but they like single player games, and
yeah,
boy, oh boy, they got clowned on hard.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, people took that really seriously and took it as a great offense, which I was like, come on. A fucking intern pretty much did that, and that's it. That's all that happened. Like, I think Dreamcast guy did a video. It was like, this is an affront to gamers. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm like, come on. Like, on the one hand, it's like, obviously an intern was trying to get social engagement and just chose the wrong topic. That's what happened. On the other hand, they kind of deserve it because of what they've said in the past. So,
but yeah, it was just kind of funny because one of the big games that EA has under its belt that has been selling like crazy is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Mm-hmm. So it was a real big egg on their face. It was just like, guys, did you not tell your intern that one of the biggest single player games that EA has been making crazy amounts of money on was literally released in recent memory. I don't know. It's something under the Star Wars franchise, which is, I don't know, pretty big. And yeah, it also recently got a sequel announced for it, so kind of a big deal.
I really think it wasn't thought of that deeply. I think it was just basically,
No.
I think it was just basically what they meant was, she's a 10, but she won't play multiplayer games with me. I think that's all it really was. But yeah, how it was interpreted and how it was typed and how it was put on Twitter, yeah, it did kind of look like, guys, it's like, are you sure about this one? So, yeah. But the ones that are just being deeply offended and saying, like, EA doesn't like you. And I'm like, well, no, EA doesn't care about you because they just care about the money, sure. But this is you're taking this several steps too far. So, okay. Thanks for mentioning that. I completely forgot about that for probably a good reason. But that was funny. that was a funny thing. When I saw that, I laughed. I'm like, oh, God. EA, what are you doing?